This is gonna be a very different video, as you can probably tell if you watch my regular videos. There's no like preview or intro, or well, this is maybe an intro, but it's already not the style that I usually do. And I think this is a very important video to make, because with the internet nowadays, everything is so perfect. I'm not just talking mountain biking in general, I'm talking, yeah, the internet in general, I guess. Not just for mountain biking, but yeah, we live kind of in a society now where on the internet you only see the good stuff, and when things do things well. Unless maybe it's a funny fail or a crash and they include that as well, but in general, the internet is very polished up and very much about showing the best sides of yourself and showing the best moments and moments when you succeed and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not gonna try to like sit on some kind of pedestal and say that I'm not perfect. Like if I have two runs on the same trail whilst I'm out riding and I make a YouTube video, I am picking the one that when I go faster or have the cleaner run, I do. So like I'm not gonna try to say that I'm perfect in any way, shape or form. But yeah, I think this is a very important story to tell in this video. Because basically I was out, well, when I'm recording this it's yesterday, but it's gonna be a few weeks from when you see this. I was out in Delsjön. Basically I wanted to get out there because we are closing in on autumn, and when you see this it will be autumn. So I wanted to get out before the rain hit, because there is basically gonna be a lot of rain now. The day after I'm filming that video, it is actually raining, so good thing I went out. But I basically wanted to see that place in dry conditions before it potentially turns into a river like last year. And yeah, I did go out there. Basically the day started off pretty normal, I guess. I just did some trails with varying difficulty, and then like after 4 or 5 runs, it's when this story starts, I guess. Because basically there is a trail there, and I think it's also a walking trail. I think that's the intention from the very start, but it is marked out in trail forks, so it is meant as a mountain bike trail as well at this point. The trail is called Before Broken Bones. It is, out of the trails that I've tried there, by far the gnarliest ones. The gnarliest one. It basically has it's very steep in sections. You're basically riding down a rock garden all the time. It's really janky with the fact that you're basically in sections riding down rock stairs. It's not really a trail that you find any flow on. And basically started off pretty normal there once again. I can show you that I did my first run basically, so let's cut to that.
This is the trail with the very ominous name Before Broken Bones. It's basically a big rock garden all the way down. Super sketchy, super techy, super gnarly. I actually decided to walk up and down it just to scout some lines, to give myself the best chances of getting down it, because I didn't last time. A little bit of a dab there. Yeah, this is not gonna be a fast one, not at all. Okay. Yeah, this one is really spicy. kind of want to go up and do it one more time, and because I know I can do it. It's just really tricky. This is another section where I have to stop and look for a while, because you do want to get that outside, but I can't really squeeze through here. And I guess I can kind of squeeze through here, but I need to do a little bit of a pop to get over there. Because this line is fine, but you then need to go up on the outside and around to do it. Yeah, this is an insane trail.
So yeah, I did my first run, got decently far, I guess. I had an okay run, but I was feeling stiff. I was pretty early on to the day of riding at that point already. But basically I went up again because I felt like, well, I can do better. So I went up and did a second attempt.
Okay, I'm gonna give it one more go. And basically, if I do it, I do it, hooray. And if I don't, it's not meant to be. But I'm not gonna push myself to try it more than that, because yeah, it is a sketchy one. So I'm gonna try a wider entry line through here. I don't know, it was still a bit spicy, but move. I had so much better flow this time. This stump just messed me up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it today. It is a bit too sketchy, I think.
And as you can see here, it didn't exactly go any better. I said at that point that basically if I do it, I do it, and if I don't, I don't. And I should have listened to those words, so like went with what I said, because yeah, spoilers, but it's not exactly gonna go any better. But basically I got stuck in an area or on a tree stump that I, in my opinion, thought was not even like any tricky part or anything, so it was more like a null attempt, I guess, because I thought that if I'm gonna get stuck, or like if I'm gonna give up, I wanted to at least be on a place that I actually find tricky. But another problem that started to appear was that it was a really hot day, way hotter than I anticipated, so I did bring a lot of water, but out with me on the trails I only brought my small water bottle, and at this point it had already ran out, so I was actually starting to feel a bit dizzy and yeah, very dry. Basically I needed water, and that trail is basically all the way over to the other side from where I parked, so you won't see it in, or like I think I mentioned it in the earlier video from here, but it was, I think it took 1 hour and 15 minutes to go to the car and back out to the trails, and already there was like some frustration starting to build up, that it was basically a lot of energy expanded and used up for just walking back and forth to get water. So I was already starting to be I already started to be a little bit frustrated. I noticed that, man, this is not really going the way I was hoping and planning for. I had this really good idea of like enjoying these amazing rock slabs, and now I'm wasting a lot of time and energy to go to the car and back. So anyways, I did that, but I was really starting to feel a little bit of frustration already at that point. Got my water, went back out on the trails, did some other trails to basically get a flow back, because at that point, like I said, I hadn't been riding any trail for like over an hour. So I wanted to do some other trails to get into it again. But after I picked up 2 or 3 runs, I think, on some blue trails, I decided to head back to Before Broken Bones. And this that you will see is basically the third one.
Okay, you might recognize where I am, and I'm just gonna say, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At least I've rested up and I have had some water. Okay, got around the tree stump this time. Oh. Okay. Oh. Man, I really can't get around there, can I? Oh, it was such a good run up at Tundland.
And here I was like really feeling it, like it was the best feeling I had on the bike. When I did that trail, I was way more, I was working way more with the bike, so I wasn't feeling like I was getting slowly bucked or anything. I was feeling like I was basically feeling like, okay, well, I didn't get it this run, but I'm into it now. I'm feeling good now. You might wonder why I tried that horrible line to try to squeeze past a tree, and it's basically that I will show it later on in the video, but you really need to go outside there to basically go around the next corner, because after that there's a staircase section, I guess, and you really need that wide line to get that well. Otherwise, if you go too tight, it's really janky. So I wanted to try to get past that tree, but basically, as you saw, I got stuck. So I had to opt for the lower line in the upcoming tries, but I was basically feeling at this point like, okay, I got it now. It's coming to me, and I already started to plan, like, I guess it's this video that I'm making, just not in the way that I maybe had planned there. And I was like starting to think about, okay, now I can make this video about my progress on this trail and how I eventually got through it and did it, and it's gonna make for a great video. And then I had the 4th and the 5th attempt, and I think I'll just let those two play out after each other, so here are those.
It's getting late, so I'm gonna call it quits on this one, regardless of how it goes this attempt. Let's start. Okay, I stayed on without any deaths. Yeah, no, okay. Oh, that doesn't count. So basically got flustered already at the top, so. Okay. Why am I riding so crap all of a sudden? Fuck off, honestly. I was doing so well in my 4th attempt, and now I can barely get through the start. It's like I've forgotten how to ride a bike.
And yeah, it did not go the way I had planned out, let's just say that. I even surprised myself, like after I let out that frustrated shout or like swore. I, if you like have known me for like 10-15 years, you probably still haven't heard me scream or shout in anger, because like it takes so much for me to to do that. So, and it's not like it's something that I do when the camera is not on. It's basically don't happen. So I even surprised myself a bit when I did that. But to explain my frustration, it was basically some frustration already from having to walk back to the car that I already felt, but I just kind of pushed it down. And then it was like I had a really good attempt when things were feeling really well, and it was feeling like, okay, it's coming now. And then I had these two attempts where I basically barely got on the bike before I had failed. And to have that really good attempt and feeling like you were on it, to all of a sudden be having your by far two worst attempts basically getting stuck earlier than any other place, it became super frustrating. So I just had to let something out. And this is like the part of the video where I'm like, okay, it's super important to show this. That's why I wanted to make this a separate video, because I want to include the entire thing. But I feel like if I did it all in the first video, I feel like it would be too long of a video. So that's why I'm sitting here narrating and talking over it. But basically at this point, I was so over it. It was basically like, I just want an attempt where I feel like I at least get a try. And then whatever, like it's fine. So I went up to do another attempt.
It's not like I have to like do it. I honestly, it's fine if I don't at this point, but having two such bad tries, like I barely even get on the bike before it's over, like, and I've gotten through that section every time before. That's the annoying part, that it's like it's getting worse. But just a deep breath. I'm just gonna try my best. Like, as long as I get past that section and like get somewhat decent, then just like fine, whatever. It is what it is, I guess, but I just want to feel like I at least give it a go, you know. Yeah, and it's getting worse. Okay. Oh, that's the top to bottom over at least. It's not worth it. Yeah, I'm way too frustrated anyways to do this. I'm not gonna be able to do it with this. Like, getting too tired and flustered, and I feel like it's just a recipe to get hurt at this point, to try to keep going, to be honest. I got decently far, but this section is so insane. Like, I wanted to like somehow get that upper line, because I feel like that's the only way that it's gonna work, because just getting down here is super tricky. And then somehow you need to find a high line, because there is a drop off there, you're just gonna get caught. So yeah, you kind of need to find this upper line, because it's the only like proper line down here. Then you have this big step I haven't actually gotten here, but I'm a bit scared that you will just get bucked on this one, or like, yeah, kind of go OTB somewhat. And oh, poor bike. And you're not done, because you have another staircase down here, and basically have a rock garden out there. Well, sometimes you just gotta swallow your ego and say that it's not for today. I got yeah, I got wrecked by this one today. Just simple and honest, but at the same time I gotta be honest and say that this trail is pretty insane all in all. Like to get the whole part together, like, is tricky. I basically never got to the trickiest part, because I'd say it is this ending section here. So it is what it is. At least I didn't break any bones on it, so at least I didn't live up to that name. But I feel like if I just kept on being stubborn and whilst being frustrated, I feel like that's what's gonna happen, to be honest. So basically gonna go get some food.
So yeah, basically after that I did the smart decision, a decision that I probably should have done way earlier. I decided to just call it quits there. I was getting too flustered and too frustrated that I noticed that, well, no matter how hard I try, I'm not gonna be able to do it now, because I'm too like tilted basically. Yeah, like I said in the video, I was just asking to basically get hurt at that point if I did keep on trying. So at the same time I was like, okay, fine, I haven't fallen or anything, I haven't hurt myself, so I'll just call it there. And yeah, it sucked, because I don't know, as a creator, like content creator, and I think it's just in general, I think this applies to people that doesn't do any content either, that you have these goals and these things, and yeah, basically you have a plan and you want it to work out. And especially when you're doing a video, I think I would have been frustrated even if I wasn't filming, but it kind of gets amplified, the emotions, when you're also filming and you know that it's gonna go onto YouTube. So yeah, I basically got to me there. But I think it's so important to like show these things, because like I said, I think it's not just mountain biking. I think it's whether it's playing video games or playing something else, or doing some kind of sport other than mountain biking, that it's so easy to cut out all the bad parts and all the parts where you don't succeed, and just show the good things and when you actually do well. So yeah, I think this is a really important video to include and like show that things don't always go to plan, not for me either. I want my videos to be a good representation of who I am off the bike as well as when I ride. So I don't want someone to like ride with me for the first time and they've seen my videos and they're like, well, this guy's really slow compared to how it looks on video. So I want it to be representative of me, I guess. But yeah, basically after this I decided to go and do some other trails, basically right at the parking lot. There are a few trails there, and I guess this is kind of the part, or like the point of the video, that I did this trail now, Loose Moose it's called, it's a red one, and I actually had fun. I rode a trail that's really enjoyable, it's fast, it's technical, it's nice downhill, wooden enduro, where you carry good speed. And I was like, when I got to the bottom, I was like, I wasted all this time. I did the whole thing where I walked back and forth to the car, walking up and down the trail, looking at lines and doing all the attempts probably took 1.5 hours. So maybe I wasted 3 or so hours of the day of a thing that I didn't even really enjoy, because it's like, it's a cool trail, don't get me wrong, and it would have been cool to have done it, but it's not really a style of trail or anything that I really enjoy riding. So this last video of Loose Moose is more like, that's the kind of trails that I want. I want fast, technical speed. So I was just at the bottom of that trail, thinking that why did I waste all that time on a trail that I don't even really like? And just the feeling of I could have had so much fun today, and instead I wasted majority of the day on something that I didn't really even enjoy, just to get some good content, with quotations. And yeah, basically that's that's the whole point of this video, that because I know that there's other people that will have similar experience and similar struggles, that this video is just to be real and include things that don't go to plan. And it's something that I really will take with me, the fact that I need to stop sometimes and ask myself, am I having fun? Like when I'm doing a trail like that, for the challenge, am I enjoying it? Because progression and practicing is fun sometimes, especially when you feel like you're getting faster or getting a feature better and better. But just like, yeah, doing what I did wasn't fun at all. It was just frustrating, as you could tell. So that's something that I will take with me, that am I actually having fun riding this trail? Am I having fun doing what I'm doing currently? Because I love mountain biking and it is supposed to be fun, so why did I spend 3 hours not having fun when I could have had fun on other trails instead, basically? And basically when I did Before Broken Bones, I did, when I ended, or when I was done with it for the day, I was like, at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back and do this the next year instead, and blah 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 blah, and prove that I can do it or whatever. But honestly, I don't know in hindsight now whether I actually will, just because, like I said, I wasn't having fun anyways, and I don't really enjoy that type of trail anyway, so why am I supposed to go back and do it again if I'm not even enjoying it? I might do it like once or twice if I pass by, just to like see, okay, if I do it, I do it, and if I don't, fine. But I'm not gonna try get stuck and waste hours on a trail that I don't find fun anyways. That's basically it. And yeah, that's something with me as well, like when I've done content, that I feel like I need to do all the tricky trails as well, because I want to show them off, but like, I don't. I could skip that trail and no one would care or notice or anything anyways, so there's no point in thinking that way at all. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Basically the point of this video is just to be real and honest, and sometimes things don't work to plan. I basically had a few weeks where things really did go to plan, when I did a lot of things that I had set out to do. So you kind of get this feeling of being invincible, like things will work out in the end anyways. But today it didn't, and that's part of it. I feel like I've learned a lot from this experience, riding this trail, and it's a very different video from, like I said, what I usually ride or upload. But like I said, I feel like this is a very important video to share, that just because I upload things on YouTube doesn't mean that everything is perfect and everything works out. Like there are times when things don't work out and things don't go to plan, and I think that it's important that you see that too, so you don't think it's always sunshine and rainbows. I don't want to give off a false image or a false idea of my rides and how it always is. Sometimes this is what happens. I hope it can like inspire some other people and like feel like it's fine at the end of the day. The most important thing is to have fun, so don't force yourself to do things just to get the content, I guess, or like to feel like you have said that I've done it now, because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I'd much rather have fun, and I think that's funny as well, because I think that videos where you actually have fun and enjoy yourself are gonna perform so much better anyways than if you force yourself to do a trail that you don't enjoy, even if I did do it. So yeah, that's basically it. Like I said, I hope it inspires someone else that if you don't succeed with what you set out to do for the day, it's fine. Don't get frustrated. Just go and do something else that's fun instead and enjoy yourself. Don't get into that rut that I did of just getting more and more frustrated and end up getting mad, because we're out there having fun. That's what we're supposed to do. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Very different video, I know, but I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video, where it will be more back to the normal, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys over there.